This week's Extra Life on F5 Live is proudly powered by Loot Crate. Whether you're a gamer, anime fan, or pop culture aficionado, Loot Crate has got a crate for you. They curate a bundle of collectibles, apparel, figures, and more that you can't find anywhere else. The crates get delivered to your door. It's like getting an awesome birthday present from yourself every single month. And to learn more about the crates that are available and any deals that are going on, you can go to f5live.tv/lootcrate. So, this is no secret in the gaming industry. Gamers hate EA Sports. They have had the exclusive on several major franchises for a long time, including Madden, which was theirs, to be fair. They did NCAA for a long time. They've had FIFA for years. And gamers feel like it's getting stale, that no real changes happen season to season. And in fact, FIFA in particular, gamers said there appeared to be no changes except players from 2020 to 2021. And with that information, FIFA put out a statement saying that they are ready to start seeing other people. They will consider an open marriage, in that they don't necessarily have to say goodbye to EA entirely. They're willing to continue to work with them if things change, but they're ready to get more serious about the esports capabilities of their title, and they don't feel that what EA has been doing lives up to that. They also would like to see possibly at least explore the idea of some sort of a mobile title in FIFA. And they are ready for a non-exclusive deal, and they are starting their search now. This is a big shakeup because these exclusivities have been in EA Sports' hands for so long. And like I said, gamers are seemingly tired of it. I know, when Nick was on the show, he was a big Madden fan, and he always said that every game seemed less unique than the one before it, to the point where it seemed just repetitious at some point. So, some new blood would probably be good for some of these franchises, and FIFA seems to agree.
Yeah, I mean, look, this is probably based on sales. Are we right? I mean, I'm sure
For sure.
I'm sure FIFA sees a cut of sales. So if sales were great, they would probably be happy.
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably, my guess is that FIFA is looking at the bottom line and thinking they can make more money. I don't think that they're thinking about, wow, this games aren't artistically as good as we would like them to be. Now,
no, but the gamers are. The players are
right,
saying that, and that's why they're not buying them, and that's affecting FIFA's bottom line.
Right, yes.
Yeah.
So it is filtering down. I'm just saying, if the gamers were fine, if the games were selling
then FIFA
to the level
care.
that they expect, then they wouldn't care. Right. So yes, they want to make more money. On the other hand, it probably is really easy for these things to get in a rut, because there's only maybe there's only so much you can do with a sports game. Like, the rules of the game don't change.
Right.
So you make the graphics better, you change the controls up, whatever, but then people also want to see consistency in the game. Mm-hmm. It's not like you can change the plot. So, right. How many things can you do? There's probably some greater room for innovation, but maybe there's not a lot of room for innovation. Right. So, we've come a long way since. Yeah.
But staying in the same hands certainly it seems to be preventing any of that innovation. When Activision started to mix up, Call of Duty between 3 different studios, you started to get some interesting stuff back into the Call of Duty franchise instead of the same thing every release.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. Maybe change for change's sake is called for here, right?
Yeah.
Because, when I was playing Atari, which I know you know a lot about, right?
Indeed.
Like, it was really sports games you couldn't do very much, right? Like, you had
Right.
the Atari football, you just kind of run down the field, right? It was a step above the Radio Shack thing with the red light on it that you used to play football. Now, right? You know what
We
I'm
brought
talking
those
about, right?
back at some point.
But now the games are really good. Like, all the sports games are really good quality. They have
Mhm.
real players in them. They're realistic. So, you know, it's not obvious necessarily what the next step. Maybe it's
Right.
not so obvious what the next step is when you've gotten it to be this good. But nevertheless, they have to figure that one out because people don't want to keep buying the same old thing. So yeah, I understand why FIFA would want to do this. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Uh, because yeah, EA has been getting by on its licensing
Right.
rather than actually doing the work to really make those licenses to do a good job with the licenses.
Right. And if you look at, other parts of the industry, you know, Disney's Star Wars contract with EA, the exclusive contract is up, and it does not look like Disney has renewed that either. Possibly because under EA, only two good Star Wars titles were released, but a lot of Star Wars titles were released. There was a lot of pasta that didn't stick to that wall. Um, and so it looks like Disney is moving on from that EA relationship too. Now, granted, they made that agreement when they made the purchase, and there didn't seem to be any quality check uh, conditions in that agreement either. So EA may just be in a rut, and they may need to go back to some in-house IP to get out of it, because when Ubisoft was having trouble, they started doing their own IP into the licensing stuff, and boom, they Assassin's Creed, right? There was so maybe that's what EA needs. Maybe EA needs to not rely so heavily at this point on licensed stuff or purchase stuff like Maxis, and actually have to do something outright. So we'll definitely see what happens here. I know one of FIFA's big things is the esports side of things, and a lot of the things that you need for a title to be esports compatible aren't there or aren't good within the FIFA titles. So it'll be interesting to see what comes of this, especially in that space. But I'd also like to see what they think is going to come out of mobile, because that part kind of shocked me. It seems like soccer on a tiny screen may not be quite as engaging, but maybe it becomes the breakout of VR that we were talking about earlier. Who knows?
Yeah, obviously these games in VR would be great, but yes, on
Yeah,
this tiny screen, you know what? Though people are playing more things on mobile, these screens are getting a
it's
lot
true.
bigger. So,
It's true.
so
And I mean, I compare my Xbox controller to it and play actual Xbox titles on my phone. So, there definitely is a lot more capability today than there was even 2 years ago. So we'll see what comes out of this new research for them. Hello, YouTube. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of F5 Live Refreshing Technology. If you did, please subscribe to the channel down below, and of course, hit the notification bell, because we know that subscriptions don't mean much on YouTube anymore. If you've got topics that you'd like us to talk about in the future, please comment them down below. And if you'd like to not follow us on YouTube, there's lots of ways that you can follow along with our content by going to plughitslive.com/subscribe. There you'll see all of our shows and all of the ways that you can watch, listen, and follow along.